Today on the Follow Bridgeton Podcast, where we highlight people and organizations in Bridgeton, New Jersey. I talk with Harlan Miller, owner and co-founder of Keeping Young Minds Occupied, HHBFM, and 88 Production Marketing. We talk about each business and how they started, Miller's story and aims for community service, and why it's all important. Hello and welcome to the Follow Bridgeton Podcast. My name is Gavin Schweiger. I'm the assistant editor of Follow South Jersey, and today I'm here with Harlan Miller, who is the owner and co-founder of Keeping Young Minds Occupied, or KYMO, HHBFM, and 88 Production Marketing. How are you doing today?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing well. Yeah, can't complain. So you do a lot. So can you tell me a little bit about where all of these companies got started?
All right, well, what happened was I'm actually from Cohansey Street here in the city of Bridgeton. I've been here 52 years, me and my twin brother. You know, growing up on Cohansey Street, things was rough and wild, you know what I'm saying? And we ended up on the wrong track of things. But throughout all that, I ended up going to prison. While I was doing this time and this, that, and the third, my twin brother was creating a whole new path for us because he was out here. Once I came home in 2001, sorry about that, 2001, he had a whole music studio with a couple young kids from the neighborhood already in there. And, you know, I just jumped in and we started working. And been 26 years of working with the youth, with music, with mental health, at-risk youth, everything for Tri-County, now for United Advocacy, Hope Loft, Boys and Girls Club. We're doing things with the city of Bridgeton, the UEZ. You know, it's a very spectacular growth experience for me because of where I came from. You know, I ended up being able to, doing all this stuff, I was able to get a degree in music business and, move me and my brother's situation a little more further than what we were doing in the first place of coming into this, you know what I'm saying? But, for the most part, we kept it moving. And today we got a lot of different things going on that actually make sense for the youth in the city of Bridgeton. You know what I'm saying? To keep them out of trouble, events, different career pathways, different things of that nature. Yeah, so when you ended up joining some of the stuff that your brother was doing, how did that feel? How did that feel getting involved with the stuff that he was starting for this new path? It felt good. It felt like this is what this time in my life is going to be about.
Yeah, 100%. And where does that drive for community service and helping the kids of Bridgeton, like you said, where does that come from?
Like I said, we come from Cohansey Street. All we saw was what we saw when we walked outside. So those things that we saw are the things we gravitated towards. So now, we know the kids like music, we know they like basketball, we know they like go-karts, we know they like, different things. So we try to have all that stuff so it stays within the name that we created, KYMO, Keeping Young Minds Occupied, you know what I'm saying? Because we believe if we can keep them occupied, especially with some positive things, with positive thinking, then, we can kind of get them. You know what I'm saying? Just like I mentioned, the career pathways, we got this new program we're going to be starting in the next couple of weeks with the UEZ. It's an entrepreneurial program called Career Pathways. It's 14 tracks, 190 careers can come out of this track, but we're doing it all through virtual reality and simulators. You know what I'm saying? Teaching them heavy equipment, medical, whoever want to do medical, forklift driver, tractor trailer driver, all of this in virtual reality. So it's real, they're really in it, doing it, you know what I'm saying? And the youth we're going after is the middle school kids, because it's 11 to 17, but we want the middle school kids because they're the ones you can actually still show things to that they still gonna listen because they don't know who they are yet. You know what I'm saying? The older kids kind of have somewhat of an idea of who they are or maybe want to be, So it's a little more, that you have to do to get them to come into situations. But the younger ones in the middle school, they still at home, they got to listen to their parents, you know what I'm saying? So they'll program a little bit different. Like they'll accept it. And those are the ones we want, because now at 11, 12, 13, 14, they got understanding of driving a forklift or heavy equipment. So those are the things they'll carry over to an adult. You know what I'm saying? They'll want that, you know what I mean?
What has been the response from these kids that you know of doing this like virtual reality stuff, and then also doing the other events and outreach programs that you guys do at KYMO?
They love it because we got a little minor version with the game truck that we got. We got the headsets, and we got it's more of a game with the tractor trailer software. I mean, it's a little more like a game on the truck. You know what I'm saying? What we're gonna be using is gonna be software. You know what I'm saying? See, this is more, but they like it. They like being in a different world when they put it on, and they understand what we're explaining to them about learning how to drive a tractor trailer in VR, and the different things that they can do, and then carry that over to an adult with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, it makes a lot of sense. It's really interesting to be exposed to all the different possibilities, I guess, for careers and whatnot.
Because most often they exposed to all the wrong things, whether it be just walking outside or whether it be at the house. They are exposed to all the wrong things, but if you're exposing them to stuff like this constantly, like on a weekly basis, it's a program they're going to all the way up till they get, in high school and all that, then you got the ones that might want to go to Will Tech now, and you know what I'm saying, to continue with that, or just the ones waiting to graduate so they can go to be a doctor or nurse or something, you know what I'm saying, based off of the training they got in my program.
Yeah. How long have you guys been, let's talk KYMO specifically. How long have you guys been doing that?
Since 2001.
Since 2001. So
we partnered with Anthony, Games on the Go, with this in 2004. He's been with us since 2004.
Gotcha. So how has it come up that you've seen, these kids that you've been doing these programs for, later in life, and how was that experience?
For the most part, it's great, because a lot of them went on to do good things, whether it be just they got a career and they kept going, or even some of the ones that we dealt with, because we do music, they went on to do music and they got placements on major artists, or things of that nature. Like my son Dasmere Johnson from here in Bridgeton, he came through the program, he got placements, he's signed to APG, Mike Karen, and then I got another young brother from Bridgeton. His name is Avery Seegers. He's in Atlanta. He got a lot of placements on major artists. We actually got out of a deal a couple months back with Neo. We were signed to Compound. So, we're working on getting him a new situation now, too. But, like I said, a lot of them got careers. A lot of them went into the music business, followed in our footsteps. They went to the same university, Full Sail University, got their degrees based off of what we showed them. And I'm not gonna say everybody turned out 100, because, some people still had learning experiences and then, ended up being all right. But the point is, for the most part, there's a lot of grown men came out of there, because we had a lot of males. So a lot of grown men were saved from that era of 2000, the early 2000s. They were saved from that era of things that were going on, and they missed all that. So, and they're still here. You know what I mean?
Talking about it now, how does that feel to you that, these programs that you've built have directly impacted these guys' lives?
I mean, like I said, it's a good feeling, you know what I'm saying? It's just a good feeling to know that, even when I see him in the street reminiscing about the things that we did, if you go on if you go on YouTube and look under KYMO teams, you'll see over almost 200 videos of all the stuff me and my brother did with the youth back in that time frame, taking them on tours, taking them on, different shows, getting artists for them to open up for, you know what I'm saying? Like, major artists, actually, getting the major artists, doing a show and then putting them on the shows. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all there.
This is some really big experiences that that I'm sure you've had also, but also these people that you're helping.
Yeah, I mean, hey, we just kept it moving. Like we didn't sit still for years with these kids. And like I said, you look at my YouTube, it'll show you.
So I wanted to get into kind of some of the specifics about what you do. So can you tell me about some of the recent events or programs that you've put on?
The most recent, let me see, I'll just say the most recent situation was the Stuff the Truck event that we did with the Bridgeton Auto Mall, Hope Loft, myself, and Games on the Go, and a few other partners. That was a great event. You know what I'm saying? We were able to get a lot of toys and a lot of sneakers to give kids free sneakers and free toys. The free sneaker part is something that is an initiative that we started already. That is not just going to be Christmas. It's going to be periodically throughout the year. We're going to provide new sneakers for, the kids and families that can't handle that right now because of the way the way the world is now when it comes to spending money. You know what I'm saying? So people need help. So we're gonna try to provide that different times out of the year. We're gonna post, periodically. Like today we did it. It wasn't for Christmas. We had a lot of shoes left. So, and we had more given to us. So we gave them out today at the middle school with the Boys and Girls Club. We were invited by the UEZ to go to the middle school and give out toys and shoes and stuff. That was another good event. There was kids that needed the stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like parents don't expect the kids to go to school, come home with some sneakers. That's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? So that was something that I definitely like doing and want to continue to do.
So I'm sure it feels really good to give stuff like that and to be able to provide that community service. Yeah. Is that accurate?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think I told you when I spoke with you at the event that when I was a kid, my mom found out she had cancer when I was 9. She survived all the way until I was 20. So that frame was up and down for her, and she couldn't really work and do stuff like that. So we lived in Maryland at the time, Elton, Maryland, and they had a place called the Help Center where we could go get free clothes, free toys, when she needed stuff for us, food, everything. The point is, when that was going on, I remember thinking, Dad, I want to be able to do this, because I was seeing myself as a person not like who had it because we didn't have at the time. And like when I get older, I'm gonna have it. So I want to help people out like this. And then I'm watching the Jeffersons and them having that help center thing going on with Weezy Jefferson. People always laugh when I say that. And other shows that were depicting the same thing, I always thought about it. Like that was my first thought and ideal of what a giving nonprofit was, starting with the help center there and then what I was seeing on TV. So when my brother started doing what he put together, and I got home and I got into it and adapted to it, I understood that a path for me was philanthropy.
And how do you feel now that is the path that you've been taking and the path that you keep going with? I mean, it's been, 25 years at this point?
25, 26 years, yeah. I mean, I'm not going nowhere. This is what I want to do. So, I'm making ways to make what I do full time for myself, so I don't do anything else. This is what I'm trying to do because it makes more sense to me.
Yeah. That makes a ton of sense. So you've been doing a lot of collaboration over the years. First of all, with Tony Hill from Games on the Go, with the UEZ, with our parent company, Hope Loft. Tell me how has that kind of collaboration been for you?
Great, nothing but great things. Like I said, Tony been with us since 2004, and then I've been with Stephanie UEZ since for going on 2 years now, and then dealing with United Advocacy Group in Hope Loft. By way of Rich, he was grateful enough to let us get the building so we could do our programming. It's been nothing but good things. It's been great. These are the different organizations that was missing from what I was doing to have these collaborative efforts. Everything we were doing on our own. You know what I'm saying? We did a lot for years. We did a lot for Tri-County. We really didn't know about these other organizations. You know what I'm saying? So it's a good thing to know about every organization. You know what I'm saying? To be able to work with everybody.
Yeah, 100%. And you collaborate with all these businesses and these people, but I mean, your main collaborator was your brother. So can you tell me a little bit about him?
Well, my brother, like I said, he put everything together. He was a producer as well. He the one that was teaching all the kids how to make the beats and all that. You know what I'm saying? He actually was the first one that helped them start learning how to write the songs. You know what I'm saying? But, unfortunately, September of 2023, he passed away from a brain aneurysm. Just popped out of nowhere. So, I suggest everybody at one point or another get your CAT scans. Make sure that everything right up there, because everything was good, and then out of nowhere, bam. So it's definitely something that we need to always look into, especially if we got high blood pressure, because he did have high blood pressure like I do. I'm on it as well, making sure I'm good. But yeah, unfortunately, man, he's not here anymore. But I'm keeping what we've been doing rolling. I ain't stopping nothing. His family, they still there and support. You know what I'm saying? So I just keep it moving so they can understand the stuff that he was working towards and for is still going on. You know what I'm saying? Like every time they look and they see KYMO doing something, I make sure I tag him in it, even though he's not here. I make sure I tag him in it, just so they can understand that, it's not gonna stop, because this is what we were doing. So if I stopped and gave up on it, it wouldn't have made sense. I got to shout James Coop out for something, Mentor in the Green, because I was down for like a year after that, and he brought me out the crib to his first Mentor in the Green program, and from there I just been rolling. You know what I'm saying? I stayed up and out, to keep myself busy. And that was the first thing, so I got to shout him out on that, because he definitely got me out. You know what I'm saying? And no different than the other brothers that, were involved in keeping me in certain things, like, John, John, Life Worth Living, you know what I'm saying? He literally kept me in some things, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate them for that as well.
It's always good to have those people in that community during such a hard time, to help bring you back.
And Stephanie, of course, should be looking at me like, yeah, Stephanie Gonzalez. She definitely kept me busy, and still is. Definitely keep me busy. Yeah.
So I almost want to kind of do like a call it a speed round. I want you to tell me, because I mentioned 3 different companies that you are owner of, and I want to just get like a quick elevator pitch on like what each one specifically does. Does that make sense? That's good? All right, cool. So tell me about KYMO. I know we talked about it a little bit, but just give me like the lowdown.
KYMO is a youth mentor program that has a lot of different components to keep youth occupied, and it's not just all for fun. Everything that we have has a curriculum. Everything, whether it be riding dirt bikes, riding go-karts, skateboards, there's something behind it. It's a mental health deterrent. It's something to help you, feel good about yourself and stay focused on things based off of what activity you are doing. It's like recreational therapy, so to speak.
That makes a lot of sense. And HHBFM?
HHBFM is our publishing and production company. We got a lot of records from our artists, our writers and producers that have written for different artists in the industry, major and independent, under that publishing company. So that's, for all the writers and the producers.
Cool. And then 88 Production Marketing.
That's 88 is still a representation of H&H. Mm-hmm. 8 is the eighth letter of the alphabet. So, so that's H&H, 88 Productions. But we do marketing as well. Like my twin brother had a master's degree in digital marketing. Mm-hmm. That's something that, we've done for a long time. We assisted Tony, which he has the celebrity agency, in the Trojan Condom deal with Ludacris a couple years back. And we did a lot of things, but that's the most major one that I was a part of. But we've done a lot of marketing with BET, 6 Foot Roses, different product placements, Bang Vodka in different videos, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Different things for that are under the entertainment industry.
So kind of the reason that I ask, not, just to get a general idea of all of these companies and what they do, but I also want to ask how, besides having you at the helm, how they all connect or work together, or maybe they don't.
Marketing is, have to market everything. KYMO, music, and then music overall, because we have a music mentor program that ties into our publishing, because when we record a group of young kids, we actually put the music under our distribution, under our publishing, and then we let them get the royalties and the percentages off the music that we cut on them. So it all ties in together. When we originally started, we was trying to do we were going by the blueprint of Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball. They're the first two in history that ever had a nonprofit record label that, became worth millions, you know what I'm saying, based off of what they did. And they did a lot of good things.
Tell me a little bit about that blueprint. I haven't heard of it before. How did they become?
What you mean?
I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. So you said that you're following the blueprint of Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball as the first nonprofit record label like that. Tell me, if any specifics of that blueprint.
The only specifics that was which resonated for me was just the facts that they were able to do a non-profit record label. See, me, okay. I didn't want to do a for-profit record label, so I was looking around, had it ever been done, and that's what I came up with. But I'm already growing up in the 70s and 80s, I'm already a fan, so I watched a million episodes and know what it was about, you know what I mean? And they did a lot of music, you know what I'm saying? And to know that most of their music was, their own music through their nonprofit, and what they did with that, you know what I'm saying? It was just beautiful to me. So I'm like, this is what we're gonna do. That's why we are HHBFM, which is Harlan and Haran Blueprint for Music.
Oh,
BFM,
gotcha.
Blueprint for Music.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. So, you've told me about kind of where this drive for community service and, where a lot of your work comes from.
Right.
But I kind of want to know, like, what's your ideal either goal or the way that you want this to look in the future?
In the future, I really don't like planning ahead. And most of that came from, being told in life you shouldn't really, because you don't know what tomorrow will hold or whatever. But, my brother, we had a lot of plans. So the way I see it, Lord willing, I get to live to see all of this. I just want in the future, when I'm 80 years old, when people see me in the grocery store, this, that, and the third, they just understand that this guy was here after all that I went through here and done and did on Cohansey Street and, Bridgeton Villas and all the places I was at, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I turned all of that around and I tried to help as many young people as I could possibly help. Yeah.
And, helping young people, are you looking for more, like what you've seen already with people that you've helped that are now, on to doing better things?
With doing what I do, because I don't understand. People do what they do the way they do it. Doing what I do, it's not really. I like to show people what's going on, mm-hmm. right? But it's not about a bunch of recognition for me. If you want to give it to me, give it to me. But it's not really about that. What I need people to see is I'm trying to reach these kids. That way, if they got kids, they can say, I'm sending my kids to them. That's simple. That's how it's always been. People always told us I'm sending my kids. I raised 10 kids. And right now I got like 25 grandkids, you know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of kids that's always been around and always been taken care of, got to tell what to do and this, that, and the third. So, I know how to deal with the kids, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And how to deal with the kids.
Is there some wisdom that you've gotten from, your years in working with kids that you're trying to pass down to the younger generations in your family?
Yeah, because, it's different when I'm out here with these kids out here. I'm dealing with a lot of feelings and emotions that I don't have to deal with the kids at home because they know it's dad or that's pop, so they got to come a certain way. But when I got one that want to act like that, then something I had to do over here, I can use it over there. Mm-hmm. If I had to do it for this kid, then I got to do it for this kid because it's mine over here. So they got to get the same thing because if it worked for this one, then it may possibly work for this one. Yeah. Mine, you know what I'm saying?
Is there anything that comes to mind, like specifically?
Not really. I will say this. It ain't like everything was perfect with my kids. I did have one son who, he ended up getting himself in some trouble or whatever. He's a great guy. Wrong place, wrong time, honestly, on the situation presently. But what I'm saying is I deal with him, even though he's a grown man now, I deal with him the same way. Like, he know how I'm coming about everything when I'm saying it. I'm not candy coating because he's my son, and I'm not going to go at him hard because he's my son, but I'm just going to give it to him the way I'm going to give it to a person who I got to go assist and do a one-on-one with or something. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. He's going to get the same, he gets the same thing.
Yeah, it's similar, but not the same.
Right, but like I said, I ain't going to go hard at him because, again, he's a grown man now. So any decision you make, even if you're at the wrong place, you made the wrong decision to be at that place. You know what I'm saying? So the whole point is, I got to give it to you the same way that I would give it to a client that called me in because the kid was at the wrong place, something happened, and I got to, you know what I'm saying? I got to give it to him the same way.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes a ton of sense. So we talked about some of the specific stuff that you guys are doing or have done recently, but is there anything that you'd want to talk about that's coming up soon?
We're a part of the MLK event that's going to be at Hope Loft, presented by Epic Elevations. We're going to bring in some barbers. We're going to add some barbers into the mix, and then I'm going to have my son Dazzy's going to come in and record like 6 kids. We're going to record a song on them that represents, freedom, peace, unity. You know what I'm saying? We're going to record an actual song. And then we're going to do, I got another partner of mine, My 3 Sons organization. They're bringing me a whole bunch of gloves and hats and stuff to add to what Epic Elevations is already going to have. So, we just trying to give a day of service, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then Black History Month. We got something planned for that too. 28 days for the whole 28 days. We're gonna try to have a youth dressed up as a famous Black person, whether it be someone who was that invented something or whatever they did, that symbol that stands for something, whatever. But we're gonna have them dress up like that, and get them to write about, what that person means to the world, and this, that, and the third, and what did they bring to us that we need, that we use every day. But it's something I'm gonna try to do with the Broad Street School. After I leave here, I'm actually gonna go over there and give them the paperwork on it. But it's 28 kids, and then we're gonna do a presentation somewhere on the 28th day, which is a Saturday. We're gonna do a presentation with the kids, let them, their family come out and, actually get to do like a living museum, walking through the different pictures of the kids sitting on easels and stuff, like a museum. That's the whole plan for those 28 days.
Nice. How are you feeling about some of these events that are coming up?
Educational. Mm-hmm. That's what they're for. They're all educational. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to do a great event, but like I said, everything I do, I want them to learn something. I don't want it to just be a fun situation, because, I mean, you can have fun, but that's wherever you go to have fun. When you come to us, we want you to have fun, but we also want you to learn something.
Yeah, no, 100%. Well, Harlan Miller, where is the best place to reach you if people want to learn more about your businesses or reach out?
It's my Facebook and my Instagram. My Facebook is Harlan Miller. I think it's a couple pages on there that say Harlan Miller, but mine is me in an all-white outfit. And then my Instagram is HHBFM _publishing _production.
Great. Harlan Miller, thank you so much for being on.